interview. First of all, he was like, we should not do anything there. Like, we shouldn't film.
What party was that?
He didn't even say which party. He said he's never going to disclose his name. But I'm very sure that if I should see his picture, I would know that, oh, this is the person. So I was like, there is no harm. We've been moving around to get, to observe how the election process is going on. So you telling us not to film is actually you restricting us from doing what we are meant to. It's our rights to get information. So let me just leave that one by the side. So it was when I saw the chaos towards the boss, I was like, what's happening? Next thing I saw Samuel, they grabbed him already, grabbed him, and then one other guy just gave him one hot slap. And the process of me trying to, doing that, the other person just behind was like, I'm going to slap you. Like, he almost did. Like, I just had to dodge. I was like, what is all this? So it was so chaotic. But I'm very thankful that Samuel were able to, overcome the whole drama. And of course, our driver who also came to rescue Samuel.
So now, my question is this. In all of this, the people around there were just watching.
Yeah.
So later on, when the whole thing happened, it was one person that came and said, people should let them go. They are pressed, so people should let them in Zafia. People should, so it was, even Samuel had to hand over the camera to, the policeman, because we were dragging the camera, dragging Samuel. So many things, happened that we, unfortunately, were not able to get all of those things.
Absolutely horrendous.
This is beyond horrendous, and it's beyond horrendous. And I want to ask you again, so in detail, what exactly was the policeman there doing?
I asked the same question. Funny enough, some of them are not open to talk. So the policeman was saying that the fact that we don't want to stop recording is the problem. So, and I asked, is it that we don't have the right to record? Why? Is there anything going on that we should know? Or probably you're preventing us from knowing? That was what I asked, but nobody.
Because you start to ask yourself, was he there to actually safeguard the electorate, safeguard, or was he there for someone else's interest? I asked
the policeman the same question. I asked him, sir, what's your job here? Is it not to make sure that this thing moves successfully and smoothly, the election? The man looked at me and said, I should have adhered to what the other person told me. And that was the guy that was telling me to go and meet one man. And he's talking about me collecting something from the man. So I told him I'm here on an official...
You see, Nandi, I'm tired of saying this. It makes absolutely no sense.
0 cents. Zero. It makes no 0 cents.
I can't understand it. So a policeman was advising you to take...
I should have adhered to what the man
should adhere to thugs.
Yes.
I have nothing to say.
And when the thing escalated, the guy that met me, that was telling me to meet the other man for him to sort me out, he was telling me, Shibi, I was calling you, that you didn't answer. I was calling you, you didn't answer. I told him, bro, I'm here on official duty.
I've noticed this culture, and this is a great time to talk about it, because sometimes, even when you go to interview people for their own good, on matters that involve them and concern them and would improve their lives, the first thing they ask is, are you sharing money? Why?
They asked us that.
I'm really here for you. Like, you are complaining that things are so difficult, and they're asking if I'm sharing money.
Weaponization of poverty, actually.
Yes, so you see, it now tells you where this is coming from. Every election or every opportunity like this, people are expecting you to start throwing money in the air. That's where we found ourselves in this country. But thank God you are both back safe.
Yes, and of course, after that we had to, because we didn't stop the journey there.
Yes, so let's go to your next trip.
Yes, the devil is
which found you going to, let's call it a false polling booth.
And a wave
Please explain what happened at Opera Square.
Do you know that I went there in the morning, of course, to get observation. I'm getting there and someone is telling me it's not a polling unit. I was like, is it that I'm not all right anymore? Maybe it's the next day or something. Because PDP party agent said that it's not a polling unit, it's only a point of conveying the materials where the agents...
they said Opera Square is not a polling unit.
Despite ad hoc staff in the morning telling us they're waiting for materials. Ad hoc staff we met in the morning.
And we saw the ballot boxes moved to, the vehicles.
So the ballot boxes there are moved into vehicles at Opera Square.
We have footage of them thumb printing at Okpara Square.
So we need to see these videos of Okpara Square thumb printing. I don't know if we can cue those videos now. I will.
Meanwhile, before we even cue the video, one of the aspirants, LP aspirants, that said that they were there to cast their votes. They did, but one thing is that they didn't allow them to count their votes. Yeah. They only moved the materials. All of this we have.
And they were asking them to count it right before them.
And they refused.
So the party agents were asking them to count. They were asking to count, asking NCEC to count the votes for them, and NCEC refused and absconded.
I mean, I will just let's just see the footage from Okpara Square, because the night gets weirder and weirder. But we'll be back. Let's just see the footage from Okpara Square.
My name is Ozoikwe Moses. So I'm a party agent for PDP in polling unit 041, Independence Way out by Goshen Estate.
Okay, this is actually Okpara Square.
Yes.
So were you here before this time? What's your role here?
Okpara Square is just like collection center where INEC convert all the material from there. They dispatch it to their various polling units.
So currently the materials are moving out from here?
Yeah. The material already, all of them have moved out to their various polling units where people will come out to exercise their franchise. So probably by 4 o'clock, by 4 p.m., the election will be over.
So, but this...
There's no polling unit here. I say here is serving as a collection center where INEC convert all the electoral materials, or some of them. From there, they dispatch it to various polling units where people will come out and exercise their franchise.
Thank you very much for the information. Because prior to this time, we were told that there's a polling unit here.
No, there's no.
Good evening, my people. I'm Honorable Dixon Chinonso, Councillor, Aspirant, Labour Party, Ward 11 Independence Layout. So we are here to cast our vote. People are since 8 o'clock. We delivered materials to start voting. After voting, they said they will not count it here. They are taking it to local government. But the constitution said that you can't vote where they cast it. So I don't know where I'm talking to them. They are not responding, and the police is with them. So that's it. Even the whole polling unit, everywhere in in-place layout, we went to Premier Layout, Umunevo Civic Center. They are there carrying the ballot box, enter their car, and one person should cast 20 votes, 10 votes, 5 votes. I was shouting, and my agent is there shouting, calling me, and nobody to rescue them. The police is with them. So
someone alleged that here is not a polling unit, but you are saying that here is a polling.
Here is a polling center. Here you have to 8 polling units here. In a constitution said that you cast your votes where you voted. So here, we're supposed to count that vote here. So I don't know why they're taking it out. Yeah. Okay.
About polling units and non-polling units. So please explain to me what exactly happened, because we've heard both of them talk. So what was the final conclusion after you talked to both of them, both of these people?
So, you know, the first time when I got there, I interviewed some of the electors who said they are waiting for the materials to arrive, and then reaching them to confirm what the look is like. And someone is telling me that it's not a polling unit. I questioned. Meanwhile, trying to speak with some of other presiding officers, they were not open for interview. Already, they have moved the materials and set to take them to the local government. So, but the whole thing is quite confusing. Why would you say that it is not a polling? Is it that you don't really understand what is going on? Like it's more like questioning your credibility
knowing fully well that people casted their votes at that polling unit.
But I mean, even from the election, the 2023 elections, Opera Square has always been a polling, like a polling unit in Enugu North. So I don't understand why they would say that, except there's been some changes. But Opera Square is such a major location that I don't know how they can take that away from it and not communicate it. Because if we are not sure, then that means that it was not adequately communicated. What effort was made to communicate this to the people? And, you know, the man also mentioned that, that was a party agent, right?
Yeah,
also said that the people were thumbprinting over and over and over again.
It's not the party agent that said that, it's a candidate aspirant.
Okay, that was a candidate.
Councillorship.
A councillorship
as candidate, yes.
So he said that they were by the boss, thumbprinting.
That's what he said.
According to him. You know, we can't confirm that, but that was what he said that he saw, and security agencies were there, and they saw that happening, and nothing was done.
Yes, that's what he said. Meanwhile, we went to Afia 9, yes, to observe what the election is
Just
like.
before we move to Afia 9, where exactly were they doing the multiple thumbprinting?
Before we even go further, so I had to open INEX polling unit directory for Enugu North Independence layouts. This is the last revision they did, and we have 003, so 003, 004, 005, 006, 007 are also known as, and 008 are also known as Okpara Square 1, Okpara Square 2, Okpara Square 3, Okpara Square 4, Okpara Square 5, Okpara Square 6.
Those are all the polling.
There are 6 polling units in Okpara Square. I think that it was very disingenuous of the man who gave his name on camera to say that that place is not a polling unit. Because lists of polling units where you can vote are released by INEC or NCEC.
Yes.
And NCEC cannot create a polling unit because your polling units are part of your wards, which are part of your local governments, which are already created.
So it makes no sense.
It makes no sense whatsoever.
It makes no sense. I mean, so much more to look at, but...
A lot. Let's just, we're not letting you go. We have to cross over quickly to the situation room of Action Aid for their brief press briefing. When we come back, we're going to talk about Afia 9 and your secretarial duties. No, I want to tell all of you that you do not want to miss this Afia 9 word, I assure you. But let's cross over to the situation room of Action Aid, and we'll be right back from that press briefing.
Here. So this is the final statement of Action Aid Nigeria and Partners, South Saharan Development Organization, and the JDPC Commission, Enugu. So we had earlier on issued a preliminary statement yesterday looking at the preparedness of the election management body and the security. Earlier today, we issued an interim statement looking at the processes, the conduct, behaviors out there, and the voters. So this is the final statement on the conduct of the 2024 Enugu State local government election. We will be issuing a report on the election later on. Okay. On the arrival of the Enugu State Independent Electoral Commission officials and materials. Generally, there was late arrival of officials and materials in 50% of the polling units observed across the state. For instance, in Ituka polling unit and the local government area, the officials arrived at 11:11 a.m. with no result sheets and only 15 voting sheets instead of 26 voting sheets. As at 1 p.m., the official arrived in only 50% of the 83 polling units observed across the 17 LGAs. Voting materials arrived in Ngwo area, 003 polling unit by 1 p.m. Given this late arrival, voters were not accredited before voting started. constituting a violation of the voting process. Opening of the polls. No activity was recorded in 36% of the polling units in the 17 LGAs observed. There was no election in these polling units observed in Isuzu local government area. The polling units remained closed with no NSEC official or material present. Some examples of these polling units are Abu 016 in Eha Ward 4, Umoke Amasoji 007 in Ehamufu Ward 3, and Ama Ezaka Ehamufu Ward 4. Voting process. Due to the late opening of the polls, insufficient voting materials, inadequate resources, and poor conduct of political agents, some voters were discouraged from exercising their franchise. For instance, in Independence Layout 024, it recorded minimal turnout with some recording no votes by 4 p.m. A concerning trend emerged regarding adherence to the voting process. The accreditation and voting process commenced late, only happened in only 60% of the polling units observed across the 17 LGAs. In 51% of the polling units, voters were not required to present their permanent voters card. Security agents. Security presence was recorded in only 70% of the polling units observed. Polling units like Umoze 2 and Afo Ofufe recorded no security officers, thereby exposing voters to violence. Conduct of political party agents. The conduct of political party agents was poor, as it did not conform to the expected threshold. In 79% of the polling units observed, we noticed attempts of political party agents to interfere with the process. In New Haven Primary School, some party agents were reported to be campaigning for votes and sharing tags with those who agreed to sell their votes. Also, party agents were seen fighting in CPS Amachala Ward, polling unit 001. Likewise, party agents were seen assisting officials during the voting process in Enugu East local government. Vote buying. Vote buying was observed in some of the polling units, as party agents were reported to be seen giving money to officials and voters. This occurrence was seen in about 12% of the polling units in the 17 LGA observed, including CPS Amankwo Ndiago 001 polling unit in Izagu local government. This manifested in form of material and financial inducement. Close of voting and counting of votes. As at 4 p.m., 65% of polling units reported that voting had officially ended. However, it was only 55% of these polling units that sorted and collation of votes was able to take place. By 4 p.m., some polling units like Central School Ngwo had not closed. Also, voting closed in Amajioka Village Hall Ward, but the vote was not counted as of the time for filing the report. This is the statement. Thank you very much.
So we have room for questions?
Yeah, you can ask questions, you can take questions.
Okay.
Comments?
Yes. So can you give us a sense of how many people on the field who were sending in this information?
We have 120 trained observers deployed across the 17 LGAs.
Sir, please.
Yeah.
How you write, is there any positive thing or positive development that came out from this election?
Of course. For the fact that the state conducted this election is a positive development, and every election presents opportunity for improvement on the processes.
So, sir, if I may ask, will you adjudge this election to be successful?
We cannot say now until we get our final report. But the statements would present for the public to take their own judgment perspectives.
I have some questions.
Sir, do you believe there's any room for improvement on all these lapses you mentioned?
Definitely. In every election, logistics constitutes more than 80% of the workload in any election. And information on what the process is all about. Yeah, the civic education component also needs to be improved on. So there's room for improvement, and as I said, key purpose of our observing these elections is also to look at progress, also look at the gaps, then make recommendations, for future election. Today, this election has ended. Today, planning for the next election starts. Early in the morning, initially when we went out, we saw that enthusiasm of voters. People were waiting. The officials weren't there, security agents were there, but they were all waiting for them to come. But I mentioned 3 factors here that also may have affected the voting, in terms of turnout. You mentioned you are looking at, late opening, late arrival of materials, and non-availability of some of the materials. So these are all factors that may have influenced voters' turnout.
Do you think that will affect Nigerians' enthusiasm to come out and vote?
You see, no, I don't think. We're optimistic. We are just looking at the trend of states beginning to conduct local government elections. All along, it has been caretaker committees. So we are looking at that optimism and looking at the trend. If you look at many states, House of Assembly appropriating funds to conduct local government election from plateaus and others. So that's a new development, and that may have been also influenced by the recent Supreme Court judgment on local government financial autonomy. So it's a new development, and we believe with this trend, we are getting closer. And for us, when we talk about democracy, we talk about people. And people we are referring here are people at the grassroots. And you find these people within the local communities, within the local government. And that is why we found it very important to be here instead of being in Edo State for the gubernatorial election.
Okay, sir. Looking at Enugu State has 260 wards. And just told us that you trained 120 observers. Don't you see you have some handicaps in gathering all the information from everyone? Because 120 observers do not have covered 260.
Yes, I agree. Yes.
Happened from 10 a.m. to.
Yes, I agree with you. But even those that are there, we use technology. We deployed an app because with the use of technology, there's that potential to cover more areas instead of deploying human beings. But at the same time, this wasn't originally planned, but the state presented opportunity for this, so that we had to cash in. Normally, we were in Ocean 2020 and all that, Ondo and all that, we deployed up to 600, 700 observers to the field. So it's an opportunity that we will also improve on subsequently.
Found out that most polling units and booths lack, the election there was conducted without the result sheets. So what does this portend for the people who will eventually be presented to the masses as the winners of this election?
Yes, I mentioned earlier as one of also gap we saw in terms of result sheet not being adequate the way it should be. That's also a challenge, and that also may present opportunity for subsequent litigations on the election and subsequent interrogation of the legitimacy of the result. But we are not here to judge that. Our own is just to look at the process and what's that process, the outcome, the integrity of the outcome of that process.
Okay, I would also want to ask, did you make any attempts to consider looking into the way the ad hoc staffs were recruited? Because from our own observations, it appeared that some of the ad hoc staff, majority of them were party members.
Yeah, that's strictly the mandate of the NSEC. You know, we don't recommend how many ad hoc staff, on the number of ad hoc staff, on who should be the ad hoc staff, or the kind of human beings that should be the ad hoc staff. That is so mandate of the electoral body as the umpire.
Yes, sir. You know, as I was listening to the data is not different from what we have in other states, where they have conducted elections and other things. So, are you in support of the call by people that let INEC conducting this general election so that we have this kind of data coming out every day? Because I know that if you sample other states that have done the election, even quite that did the election, I know that you may have something similar to this. So do you buy into the idea of people that think, can we scratch off the state electoral umpire so that the INEC should be taking care of the election?
Yeah, it's open for political debates. But if you look at it, the body, I think the question here is, how should government adequately fund the body, the commission? How should government support capacity, and how should government provide opportunity for partnership of the body with other similar entities within the state? So when you talk about scrapping or not scrapping, or INEC taking over state gubernatorial election and all that, that's still open for debate.
But I think there will be some sort of question in regards to the late arrival of NCA officials in different polling booths. And looking at the fact that, as of yesterday, we were at NCA, and the NCA chairman confirmed that they've already started moving the materials, and we witnessed it being moved. Don't you think there should be some sort of questioning why it arrived late? Why would it?
Yeah, I think we look forward to hearing the body in terms of the reason for some of these challenges. You look at 2023 general election, we had multitude of assurances, we had multitude of promises and all that. Eventually, we still had that logistic challenge in terms of deployment, especially material arriving on time and poll opening at the right time. You know, as I said, logistics constitutes more than 80% of the process. And what it means is that, you know, part of our major recommendation will be the state taking time to look at the value chain, looking at planning, looking at the procurement processes and all that. Because once we get this well, there's tendency that some of these challenges will be mitigated. But we cannot speak on behalf of the Commission. I think the Commission may have opportunity to brief the people of the citizens of the state on the election. I hope that will come.
All right, so I just want to know whether you make this report available to NCEC and other stakeholders, because one would really expect that the data you have collated which is having gone to the field myself, it's not an easy thing having to traverse the length and breadth of Enugu State. Some of the terrain are not funny. So are they going to be having copies of this report?
Yes, definitely the 3 statements that we've issued out, we'll package them and present to the chairman. Recall, we paid a courtesy visit to him on Monday, which was a public holiday, but he was in the office. We visited, we interacted, and he assured us of the preparedness of the commission and the readiness towards deployment. We had a stakeholders meeting on Wednesday where he also was part of the peace accord signing, and he reiterated the preparedness of the commission. But from what we are seeing today, it may be a variance from the initial assurance we had. But like I said, the commission, I can't speak for the commission will maybe speaking to
from the action situation room right here in Enugu, giving their official statement, their official verdict on the local government elections that were held today across all 17 local governments here in Enugu State, including that, what I call them disputed polling units that may or may not be polling units here in Enugu. But before we left it for that,
Yes, you arrived.
All right, good evening, ma'am. My name is Cynthia Chime. I'm the presiding officer of Unit 4, polling booth 8 at Ward 2, Afia 9. So I heard that you guys arrived earlier, but the paper we are not yet.
Yes, so we want to know what's really caused the delay.
Because of we went there, but due to they have not opened the door, all these kind of things, so we have to wait for them to bring the papers before we start coming here.
Okay, so but how did the voting go?
It went well. We thank God.
So what's currently going on now?
We are just submitting our results to the returning officer. Thank you, ma'am.
To get your view of how the election played out, and then when you casted your vote as well.
Okay, I came here by 10. We waited till 10:30 when the election commenced. We were happy with the processes. We were happy. It was very credible, very credible. It meets the expectation of the people. We are happy with what happened today.
Okay, so what about the counting of the votes?
The counting, yes, they've done everything. It was free and fair and very credible. People saw it, people were around, all the agents. Yes, we are happy with the processes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Your name?
Honor.
Your name and then who you are. Then tell us what's played out here at the
Okay, I'm Ike Chukwujuneabo. I'm the collation officer for Umuneva Ward 2. Yeah.
So I noticed that there is a correction.
No, some of the presiding officers, like some of these points that you're supposed to fill the necessary things, like they are making some mistakes, and I think they've already issued like some of these papers out, like to police and agents of the parties. We are experiencing like little mistakes or so, and when you're doing any correction like that, you have to do it like everybody that has a copy the correction should be made on the person's listen. So that's what we're facing now. So we're trying to like get those results that other agents and the police officers are taking already. So we'll make the corrections together so the things will be right.
If you don't mind being precise, what kind of correction are you talking about?
like numbering of valid votes, ballot papers issued, polling units, like some of the columns, they weren't filled, yeah. That's the correction. It's just minor corrections, yeah.
So do you think that this is something that can be corrected?
Yeah, sure, we can. Once the agents and police officers, they are here, so we can get it back and make the corrections. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay.
So Ifuna, take us through the Afia 9 adventure and make sense of everything we've seen and everything we have watched.
Let me start by saying that when I got closer to their table, the first question, one of
whose table?
What's it called? The presiding officer's table. Yeah.
Yes.
So the first question she asked was, please, do you have correction fruit? And I was like, is it that she's assuming that? So it was when she saw me with the mic that she was like, oh, sorry. So meanwhile, while we were trying to get the footages as well, one of the, I don't really know if she's an electorate or a presiding officer was like, the press are here or the press are here. Like the fact that they saw us capturing them making correction on the result sheet. And I was like, why would you be making corrections on the result sheet? Is that supposed to? Is this something you should be doing? Is it that they didn't really cast properly or they didn't collate properly? Or what is really the issue? So like the collation officer said that it's a minor issue, which he said that they'll be able to rectify because he said they were trying to get some of the sheets that were already given to the party agents and some police officers so they can effect the change on the results that they have already. So it's just something that...
Wait, they have finished making the results. They're giving the party agents their copy of the results. They're giving security agents their copy of the results. Then they now, after making changes on their own, said they want to get everybody's own back.
Yeah, that's actually...
And make the same change on everybody's own.
Yes, because the collation officer was saying that they need to correct, the changes need to correspond with the ones they've given to...
What was this change?
I asked, and then he said the accreditation, the number of voters, and...
columns.
And the units and columns, of course, that they were not filled properly. The same way you look, that's exactly how I was like, I really need to, but I was unable to get, to...
Wait, so...
Yes, please. No, ask. No, you ask.
Let me just come in there, right? So, the official, NCEC ad hoc official, the person who was handling that, saw your card, your observer card, and thought maybe you were...
No, she didn't see initially.
Okay, she just saw you and asked if you had correction fluid, not knowing that you are a media practitioner. Then she saw your mic and said, oh, sorry. And then there was someone around there that said, there are media people here, or media people are here. So that was when she realized that she had literally gone to
the wrong
person to ask for Tipex, because she aroused your curiosity. And then the other person that was smart enough to now say, there are media people, you're even creating more suspense or suspicion. And then you start to wonder, if, first and foremost, are you even allowed to make changes of that nature with Tipex? Namdi,
maybe
can you make...
I mean, if there's a document like this, and you have to make a change, like literally on the document when you first make the change,
yes,
everybody involved, every party agent, there's a kind of indemnity, or that page, all of you will have to sign and acknowledge that we agree that this is a genuine mistake. No, we agree that this is a genuine mistake. We all agree that this is a genuine mistake. Because now people get to tribunal and they say, no, the change was made. We didn't have time to collect his own back. And so they say, no, this is not the result I have. You put change, so all sorts of... So,
you might have actually caught something going on in the act,
let's see, the truth, whether they caught something or it was an honest mistake, right? It's going to cost somebody. Because if it was an honest mistake and doesn't correspond, let me tell you, if I was contesting against you, and she was the officer and she made a mistake and she wanted to correct it, and my agent calls me and says, they made this mistake or something, they kind of gave Natalie too many votes by mistake, they gave her 135 instead of 130, instead of 120, and I said, don't let them Tipex it, leave that place. That's my tribunal weapon. All I have to do is prove that you violated one electoral, complicity with ad hoc staff. And I was like, why, if you can't, okay, yes, we are disqualifying this one, and if it's a place where you happen to have very strong hold, and I can make it wipe your number as well, so that by the time they cancel that whole place, you lose all the votes in that place. And I know that was what you used to win me. Of course I'm going to do it. So if it's an honest mistake, it will cost somebody. Now, if it's not an honest mistake, then your point comes in that we could have just witnessed blatant election malpractice in broad daylight at Afiana.
And that is exactly why things get very heated at the collation center. I mean, I cannot wait to see what will play out at the collation center. We're definitely going to be watching that action, because when you see the party agents, you know, they get all feisty and angry that this is not what they were giving. And I mean, this is where it all starts.
Yeah.
This is where it all starts. You know, I think it was a shabby job. Call it shabby job, really.
You know, when the electoral officer questioned one of the presiding officers, like, is it that you didn't go for training or so? Like, I was like, you even heard that?
I heard that.
Yes, so I was like, excuse me. I was surprised, because obviously, it's very obvious that the fact that you're able to make mistake, let's say it's a minor mistake, why would you even make that kind of mistake? And now you're looking for correction. You want to effect correction. Why?
It was a very, very sensitive mistake to make.
And you're telling me that it has been made after other parties have taken their copies.
He said that.
Their acknowledged copies.
That's where the confusion starts.
As an opposition party, I would never let you lay hands on my copy. Because really, it's acknowledged there that you handed it to me. You signed it.
Yeah.
You stamped it, not me. This is it. Why does your own have correction fluid and mine doesn't? It means that after you give me, you change it. Why did you change it after you gave me? It's manipulation.
That's it.
Even if it's an honest mistake. I would never allow you. But I mean, the day just keeps getting weirder
and weirder.
You guys have seen a lot.
Indeed, we've seen a lot.
Across 3-4 local governments.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been to Enugu East, where they decided to visit. Then Enugu North, where Okpara Square is now being disputed as a polling unit. Then Udi. I mean, everywhere you've gone, you've seen, you've had an adventure.
Indeed.
You've had an adventure today. I'm so happy I got to be the one in the studio today, not out on the field.
Let me say that I'm not like I'm happy, but I'm just not as sad as Sam.
No, Sam is, I mean, if you go on x.com and go to Happy Official, you see Sam being manhandled, you know, on basically all the posts. You're just like looking at someone and accusing me.
The good thing now is right now.
I didn't feel my cheek when I received it.
Don't touch your face like that.
Why would you even say hot slap?
Hot slap.
They give you a hot slap.
See, like, do you know how I felt when I heard that?
Oh, you heard it?
Yes, I heard it.
The hot and loud slap.
I just had to come to his rescue. I was like, what is really happening? And then the other one just dragged him, and the other one was trying to pull the lens.
It's horrible.
I was trying to, you know,
and, you know, the worst part of it is that somebody was standing there and said you should have done what
the policeman was standing
a policeman. And, you know,
he didn't even intervene.
At least there's footage, so you can see the individual that was it. The policeman standing there.
Yes.
And there you have it.
He was one I later handed the camera to, because with the way the thing was going, if I keep holding the camera, they would definitely drag it from my hand. And the other one was threatening to break the camera. He was threatening that he's going to break the camera, So I was so keen on not letting the camera go.
Yes.
I mean, and the policeman was there. So the police is now telling you that next time you should heed to the word of criminals.
Yes.
The Nigerian police force. I mean, let's not judge too harshly. We would like to hear from Daniel Ndukwe, police PPRO, on this matter. See what he has to say about it. Because I believe in giving everybody a fair hearing. Yes. But I mean, at least I'm happy that, you know, we can all be here talking about this in past tense.
Yeah.
The good news now is at least right now there are maybe 50 to 100 young ladies in A-suits.
Indeed, he is. I can say that again.
This is a case of where eyewitness, they don't blow eyewitness for eye. Observer being observed.
100%.
I'm an observer that was observed today.
I think this is a great time.
It's a case of bushmeat catching the hunter.
Yes, I think it's a great time to thank everyone who has been able to send us eyewitness reports.
Eyewitness reports, fantastic trial today. Our people from Edo State, Imo State, all around Enugu State, we're very, 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 very grateful. To our correspondents who actually had to be on the wrong end of assaults today. to Marian, Samuel, who...
The chosen?
You didn't add the shock absorber at the end also.
The shock absorber.
You say you are a chosen. So
also, the choosing shock absorber.
Yeah,
the chosen shock absorber. When I hear the chosen shock absorber, I think of something that they picked up at Coal Camp. That's why I
can take it off.
So no,
we still have a long way to go.
Yes.
The coalition has not.
Yeah, I mean, but we do have to go on a break. At least let us let Samuel go and get ice block. So as we wait for coalition, we hope that unlike the 2023 general elections where the coalition was much longer than the election process itself, we'll be watching and waiting and hoping that we can get results out. I'm worried that for all we have seen today, we will have a lot of contested results, but we will not know till that time comes. But
yes.
Nigeria, Kwenu, election Saturday is still on. Alex Obodo will be at the coalition center, and he has promised he will not leave there till we have details and numbers.
And that brings us back to Alex Obodo, because he was on a tour of Enugu East today, and well, during the break, we're definitely going to have his content, what he was able to capture while he was at Enugu East, you know, touring Owo, Amagunza, and Abugo, and other areas within that local government. So do stay tuned to Apia TV for that content. Alex Obodo now takes the lead.
I will stand down this.
My name is Chief Honorable Emma Ene Uli. I'm going to go to one of Fruits Town. Here we are is a new Bodo Umoka village doing good in Uji town, Uji ward, Uji local government.
Okay, so I just noticed that the NSEC officials just arrived.
Yes, yeah, because of some logistics problem, they just arrived about 30 minutes ago.
Okay, so when do you think the voting accreditation, first of all, before the voting will commence?
In the next 5 minutes. They are already before coming, so it won't take time to start.
So, but with the look of things, I'm not really seeing much voters.
Yeah, some are still coming. You know, today is our festival, so some of the people are still coming. Some have come and gone home. Their houses is close to the polling unit. So as soon as they hear now that they are around, they will rush out. But our place, we are civilized. We know what voting means. We know what democracy is all about.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
My name is
my good brother.
So we are the election. We are still distributing the material because the material came to our local government very late. That is why we are still distributing the material.
What time?
It came by 9:10
today.
My brother, yes. So, but this is the last place we are meant to drop the material. So, but other places we dropped, we have started the voting. So maybe next 1 hour, 2 hours, the voting ends.
All right. So this particular unit, I'm not seeing voters.
Maybe they have a program, masquerade program today. So, but they say that they will not do the masquerade after the voting. Then people will come out for the Masquerade Festival. So I believe in next 10-20 minutes the voters will come out to vote. Thank you, Afati. My name is
my good brother.
So we are the election. We are still distributing the material because the material came to our local government delegates. That is why we are still distributing the material.
What time?
It came by 9 a.m.
Today.
My brother, so well, this is the last place we are meant to drop the material. So, but other places we drop, we have started the voting. So maybe next 1 or 2 hours the voting ends.
Come and drink Pepsi. All right. So this particular unit, I'm not saying voters.
Maybe they have a program, masquerade program today. So, but they say that they will not do the masquerade after the voting. Then people will come out for the masquerade festival. So I believe in next 10-20 minutes the voters will come out to vote. Thank you, Afati. My name is
my good brother.
So we are the election. We are still distributing the material because the material came to our local government delegates. That is why we are still distributing the material.
What time?
It came by 9 a.m.
Today.
Yes. So well, this is the last place we are meant to drop the material. So but other places we drop, we have started the voting. So maybe next 1 or 2 hours the voting ends.
Voting is supposed to take place today. You can see for yourself.
Yeah, I bet, not be that your style. I didn't collect the money when you
when everybody do
My name is Chief Samasa. Sorry.
Thank you.
My name is Dr. Bonel, former chairman of NC from 2001 to 2016. Everything is fine, right? No hazards. I have done it. It did take me up to 5 minutes to finish every process. And people are coming up. No problem.
Okay, but
I name observe the
My name is Chief Patrick. I'm a native of Obioma. And at the same time, I am one of the agents for the Labour Party. And from my own observation, the arrangement of the voting is very smoothly. There was nothing like crisis.
And we are doing this monthly in the sense that our community is a loving community.
Okay, so when did the voting commence?
The voting will commence immediately after the accreditation.
So when was the accreditation done?
According to the officers in charge, they may decide to do it immediately 3 o'clock, and voting will commence.
So voting has not commenced?
No, not yet.
So what is going on now?
Accreditation is going on now, right now.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
Material.
What time?
It came in by 9 10. Masquerade Festival. So I believe in the next 10-20 minutes the voters will come out to vote.
They should cancel it. Open now. You can go to my I have the documents. You get tired. You can't. I'm not the car again. I'm not going to I was the materials. Thank you. And now we are not going to accept any declaration of a winner of election. And tomorrow we don't have a championship and a chairmanship. So there's no election and there's final. I'm a press official. Better to have another union.
The and the access of fire and the whoever can involve this election. All we're asking is free and fair election. And for the fact there was no such thing, let this thing be done peacefully. And you do.
Yes, that woman has been.
So do you understand what you said? Let nobody molest people, nobody zombie people, no election is that of one. Come on.
It will still hold, and we are waiting for them to come. So whenever they come, the election will start. Yeah.
It's going well. If, as you can see, the few people that came here now, they are in the process. They are still waiting. Yes, I've voted. The election is going very peaceful, normal, no contamination. It's moving very smoothly.
I am not happy because some of us came here around 7 o'clock, as we were told to be here early for accreditation. So now it's after 1. Many are gone, but I'm just, as a good citizen, some of us are still waiting and some are hanging. But honestly, to tell you the corporate truth, I am not happy, and some of us here are not happy. I'm feeling so bad because we are here to exercise our franchise as a citizen of Avi. So and we are feeling disappointed. Everybody is running hater-skater. Everybody has been here since 7 o'clock waiting for them. Up to this time that is 1:30. Nothing is done. We are not happy. Please, if that will come, let them do fast. We are still waiting for them.
I'm manager for Amawo. I'm in Nigeria. I like participate in whole Nigeria mega because if I participate, that means I'm not a Nigerian. Taka Imo state government la shekahaga to vote local government election, which is grassroots election, councillor and chairmanship. That's the reason for Akambia casting my own votes. So only from party mbuche mfokano anga ega election. So aga kanumento election aga kanumento ga be log mawo ebelution wolo onye kodo nenkofu anga wo nda capture election no game deka.
We have been here since morning. We have been here waiting for the ISEC. There are a lot of women out there. You can see them. We have not seen anybody. We have come to. I want to let the people know that there is no material to vote yet. Yes, that is what I want to. If any further information, we will let you people. But as I'm concerned, I will be election every day here. For the moment, this is 11:18 now. Equally did the election. But will be I talk about election. I go. Okay, government take the how do you I got where? So only I tell and I go because.
I did not know that today is election, number one. Number two, even though that I do it finish, and now I'm not having anything again more. Whether anything, I go gam. I won't anything I will vote. I know that I will get my own share. So anything they are doing, let them remember the poor ones. So thank you.
Yes, my brother. My brother has just said everything. The INEC, which is under a democratic world, can never manipulate any number of votes that are being cast in each electorate. So that is the essence of democracy. So I'm very, very optimistic and very, very happy that the governor or the government at large, the federal government at large, have remembered the local government, which is the grassroots. For some years, it has been very, very bad that they have not introduced, basically in Imo State, they have not introduced that system, local government way of voting. I'm very, very happy. I just came out here. My names, although I did not mention my names. My names are Odu the Canada Lenten. I'm from this village. I'm from this community. So I only come here to exercise my franchise. And I pray that there will be a free and fair election. I don't need fracas. So we want it in a due process. So if you can allow me, I would like to say many things, but this is what I say, that I am here.
But I made the vote because I made a vote to came for the governorship election and the presidency. I to have vote. While I am winning the vote, I am then hat on wire upside down. Then only will lie with it. They will call Nigeria which saw you. So I had the Potamake local government election. So I had to go one gauge bar with Alani. You got no audio can Puganga, Ubu, wage mega government in Ego. When you offer a shaggy, me and I are Mas Anya Sofa. Uzanya Rem, Webanisha Gaga. Then I know no bushi emega. I got off cancel. Then no one any Fanubi. I need the Jama. Shall be a man at the vote. Manamo Ganyan Honey Choker. That's my decision. Fama ga check and benny vote. Check and benny vote.
BBC is within Taraba State, you understand? So it is painful that I'm not voting because this is a right that I'm supposed to exercise. But my advice is, please, as you have gone out to vote, let's vote wisely. Let's vote and make Imo State better. Thank you very much.
Watch out.
Okay, thank you very much. I can see that nothing have started yet at this time, about 9:30. We haven't seen the ISEC officials and even the people of Ward 1. Some have been checking, not even trying to come and vote. So I would just say that there is apathy in the local government election. People are not turning up. People are not turning up, because even the ISEC is not turning up by this time. So I don't think what I've seen so far that election is holding, if may, or if there is an election. Thank you very much. We're currently live here at Ward 1 Avu Oforola, Owerri West local government area, and as you can see, there is a very high level of voter apathy. Most persons are not even here, and it is reported, as you can see, that the ISEC body is not here to conduct elections. There are no electoral material in the earlier hours. They have left, but as we can see, some persons are waiting patiently to see if there will be a change as the time goes on.
You've often wondered, what does it mean to be Igbo in today's Nigeria? You know, what's the intersections? What are the conversations we're having about our Igbo spirituality, culture? An example is people wearing red cap. You know, everybody wears red cap. What are their intents and also mean? What does Igbo spirituality mean? how have we changed as a society? Like, have a conversation with different people from all walks of life who common thread is being Igbo, or doing business with the Igbo, or living in Igbo land. What does it mean to be Igbo in today's Nigeria? Cheers. And, oh, I need to do this. Let me pour to our ancestors.
Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, a show that profiles women, executives, and even the next door store owners, showcase Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always.
This feel of that